Hello everyone, Reza here. In this video, I will showcase the new features for SharePoint lists and libraries. A new workflows feature that brings Power Automate triggers and actions directly within SharePoint, updates to the lightweight approvals feature set, and new actions for quick steps that every SharePoint user must be aware of. So let's check this video out in action. For modern SharePoint lists and libraries, we now have a new workflows option. This brings the Power Automate connectors, triggers, and actions directly within SharePoint. We are presented with a set of templates so users can quickly create an automation of their choice. For example, notify a channel in Teams when a SharePoint file or item changes. Now, when I select this, it is aware that I am in the context of my IT site and I am in my work tracker SharePoint list. Now, which team do you want to notify? I want to notify my team called Super Team. And which channel? I'll pick the general channel of the team. Click Save. My workflow is created and ready to go. So let's modify an item. I'll set a due date for this one. Save. The item got modified. For my Microsoft Team channel, I get a message that's coming from the workflow that a SharePoint item has been updated. And if I click on View Item, this will directly take me to that SharePoint item that I just modified. These workflows get created in Power Automate. Here I am in my default environment. For my flows, here is the flow that got created from the workflows experience. And in SharePoint, if I head back to workflows, under your workflows, this is the one that I just created. It's active. If I select, shows me the run history. Now, apart from creating workflows from templates, you can also build from scratch. Two things we need to configure: trigger and an action. Trigger, I can pick a schedule, so the flow runs based on a specific schedule that I define. Or I can trigger this flow for a selected item in a list or a file in a library. File is created, item created or modified. I can trigger a workflow when an email arrives. I can also trigger workflows with respect to actions in Teams. For this scenario, when a list item is created, I would like to take an action. I could start an approval. I can create tasks in Planner, or simply send an email. I'll send an email to myself. Subject, new work item created. If you put a slash, you'll also get dynamic content for this action that you can pick. I would like the name of the item, so I'll add that. And in the body, I'll go and provide the name of the user who created the item and maybe add the link to the item. Save. Done. Just like that, I was able to build a workflow. If you want to enhance this workflow further, you can click on Edit and Power Automate, and this will take you directly to the workflow experience so you can make additional customizations as needed. I'll create a new item. Save. New item got created. Once my workflow triggers, here is the email that I receive. The same experience is also available for document libraries. Here is workflows. Under Integrate, we have Quick Steps. Quick Steps allow us to quickly set up a predefined action for our lists or libraries. For a selected item, meaning when the user selects an item, they can initiate a quick step that you set up. A step like draft an email or start a Teams chat or set the value in different columns. or execute a flow that you've created in Power Automate. The same feature in SharePoint libraries has more options available for us. We can move the file to a different folder in this library, in another library, or in a completely different site. Or we can copy the file. Plus, we have the power to trigger the knowledge agent within SharePoint libraries. We can predefine a prompt. For my work tracking list scenario, I'll create a quick step. So I will allow the user to take control of this work item. In my SharePoint list, I have a person column called assign to. This I will set to the current user, meaning the user who will click on this quick step. If someone wants to take ownership of the task, I'll also go ahead and set the status of the task to not started. I'll call this quick step assign task to me. I can even display this quick step conditionally. Only show this quick step if the status of the task is, status is a choice column, the status of the task is new. Create. My quick step is created. Now for the user to call this quick step, I'll have to select an item. I've selected one where the status is new. I'll go to integrate. Here is my quick step assigned to me. If I select it, assigned to is me, the status is not started. If I select an item where the status is not new, notice when I go to integrate, I don't see that quick step because it will only show if the status is new. Now this does require the user to select an item and go to integrate, so 1-2 clicks before they even realize that there is a quick step. How about I have a column where I can list the quick steps directly in the view itself? Let's do that. I'll add a column and we now have a new type called quick step. Here I can add my custom action buttons using quick steps. I'll call this actions. The type is quick steps, and it's allowing me to select the quick steps that have been configured for this list. I'll pick assign to me. Save. Now, under actions, we have an action button that can call the quick step. And observe, the quick step was supposed to show only if the status is new. So if I filter my list to show only the new items, you will notice that I have the ability to assign any of these tasks to myself by quickly clicking on that action button. Very powerful. Let's add another quick step. Now when the user completes the task, for example, this task is assigned to me. If I complete this, I'll have to change the status to completed. I have to go and pick the completed on date to today's date. And these are manual steps that a user would have to take. How about I build a quick step for that as well? I can go to integrate quick steps and build it. Or this actions column which I created, which is of type quick steps, I can also add quick steps directly from here. Once again, I'll want to set a value. I'll call it complete the task. I'll set the completed on date to today's date. I'll set the status to completed. You can set multiple columns here. And this I will display conditionally. You should be only completing tasks that are assigned to you. So the assigned to column should be the current user. Create. Done. That quick step is added. Notice it comes with some default formatting. If you want to change, you have the full option to do so. I'll click save. Done. I can assign the task to myself or I can complete the task. Complete the task is only visible if the task is assigned to me. If I click complete, This will change the status to completed and also set the date to today's date. We'll add more quick steps later. Back to integrate. We also have rules. So when an item is created, modified, deleted, you can take some action. Actions like send an email or set values in columns. For my items, I have a due date. I would like to notify the user when the due date is approaching. I'll create rules for that. 7 days before the due date, you send an email to the person to whom the task is assigned. That's like a reminder email that the due date is approaching. You can create multiple rules. Next, under Integrate, Approvals. Turning this feature on will add a new approval status column to your list or library. Let's go ahead and turn this on. Let's go ahead and apply it. Now, the moment I do that, here is an approval status column. The user can trigger an approval on any of the items. I can specify who the approvers are. Pick users. I can pick multiple users. You can decide whether you require a response from all of them or the first person who responds, their decision is final. You can also send a note. Let's try this. I'll submit this for approval. When I do this, it creates an approval task. Once the approval request is created, notice how the status automatically changes to requested. If I select this, this will give me complete details of the approval task. Who requested, what date, what time. Now it's pending a response from Reza and Sarah. Since I am Reza, I can directly respond to that approval action right here. Or in the Approvals app in Teams, I'll get a notification. I can see all the details of that request, including a link to the item, and I can take my approval decision right here. I'll approve. The moment I do that, notice the approval status changes to approved, and if I select this, it will show me a full history of that specific approval activity. Sarah was also one of the approvers, but her response was not required because the approval type that I decided was the first approver's response, their decision is final. Users can also create multi-staged approvals here. The first approver is Sarah, the second approver is Reza, the third approver is James. So in this scenario, if I trigger this approval, it will go from one user to the other as long as each user is approving it. If anyone rejects it, the approval status gets rejected. Now this allows the user to pick any approver of their choice or any approval pattern of their choice. But now we have a new option in approvals which list or library owners can configure. And the new feature is called Enable Default Approvers. I can pick dynamic properties from my list or library. I can define my approvers right here. Require a response from all approvers, or the first to respond, their decision is final. Or I can also define multi-staged approvals. I'll go ahead and apply this. Now when a user triggers the approval, it has the approvers set. The user cannot change this. Now these approvals do not send users an email notification. But now, thanks to powerful features like rules and quick steps, we can do that very easily. When you turn on approvals for lists or libraries, you do get the approval status column. But apart from that, you also get approvers, responses, and approval creator. Let me add these columns. So notice for this approval, I had defined the approvers as Reza and Sarah. Reza was the one who responded, and the person who created the approval was Reza. All of those properties are available as metadata within that specific list or library item, which we can take advantage of in rules and quick steps. We can easily do that in rules now. Let's create a rule. When an item is modified, and if the approval status is requested, then send an email out to the approvers. I'll add a custom message, create, done. Let's try it out. I'll submit this for approval. So it'll create an approval request. It's a multi-staged approval. The first approver is Sarah. So approvers is Sarah. Sarah will receive a notification email thanks to the rules feature set. It says that column approval status has changed to requested for that specific work item. Please approve or reject this work item. Sarah can click on this link. It will directly take her to that specific item. Sarah can review the details, click on approval details, and provide her response. Sarah says approved. And now the approval moves ahead. Sarah's approval is received. Now the task moves to the next approvers, which is Reza and James. Signed in as Reza. Let's say Reza rejects this. The status goes to rejected, and we get a full approval history. Now, when the approvers respond, meaning the status changes to approved or rejected, I want to notify the person who created the approval. Once again, I can take advantage of rules. When an item is modified and the approval status changes and its value is approved, then send the approval creator a notification email that your work item has been approved. Done. For rejection, approval status is rejected. Send an email to the approval creator that your work item has been rejected. You can see the power of rules in action right here. I want to give the user an option to send a notification to the approvers. Integrate quick steps. Let's create one. Now I can send that notification in Teams, or I can help it draft me an email so I can send my approvers an email. I want to draft an email to the approvers. The name of my quick step, send an email to approvers. The email subject, please review the work item. I'll also include the link of the item in the email body. And I want to display this quick step conditionally. Only show this if the approval status is requested. Create. Quick step is added. Remember actions? This was the column where I was adding all my quick steps. I'll go and add this one as well. Save. Let me go ahead and request a few approvals. Remember, this quick step will only show up if the status is requested. So here is the action to send an email to the approver. In this case, it's Sarah. If I select this, this will launch an email dialog. Here is the email going out to Sarah. Please review the work item. Here is the link to the item. I can add additional details and communicate with my approvers. Move this to resume and start moving the item. This is an invoice. This is an invoice, and so on and so forth. You can see how easily I can provide quick steps for users to take actions. If you enjoyed this video, then do like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And thank you so much for watching.